All right, welcome back to The Fitness Hustle. It's Amy Moreland, and we are going to talk about taking care of ourselves. We are going to talk about the tank being empty and why we can't wait until the very end to refill it. So we've all heard that analogy, and if you check out the blog on thefitnesshustleshow.com, you will see that we just did a post where it talks about the gaslight, right? And that's a great analogy. There's also the analogy about the you can't pour from an empty cup, but the analogy with the gas, right? And I'm one of those people that in life and in the car, I wait until the very last moment till I'm like, oh crap, the car is going to break down. I need to fill up the gas. And I think we tend to do that with life so much more than we realize, and it's a lot easier with life than it is with the car, because the car, when it breaks down, we can't go anywhere. But it's kind of the same thing that happens with our personal life and everything. We try and do it all. We try now, and it's such a different world, it seems like, than when I was growing up. And I watched my parents and different things, and what people are doing now versus what we were doing back then. I feel like there's so much more going on, and it's this busy, go all the time. You've got your work, you've got your family, you've got your friends, you've got life outside of work, you've got work some more, and then work some more, and then work some more. We've got all these things going on, right? And in today's world, especially with that technology, it makes it even harder to escape some of those things, right? It makes it harder to escape work when you're home, because you can always get your emails on your phone, or you have to, check things or whatever. Same with Facebook. You're constantly kind of being pulled in and taken in different directions, and either asked to do things or looking at things or whatever. And we get to this, we're always doing this, we're always busy. And it's almost like busy has become kind of some sort of status, right? Because it's almost looked at now like, if I'm not busy, then I must be lazy, or I must be doing something wrong, because everybody else is busy. So if everybody else is busy and everybody's doing all this stuff, I have to be busy too. So I gotta fill my calendar, I gotta fill everything so that I fit in with everybody else. And we just need to be smart about it. The bad thing is, and here's what's gonna happen, just like with the car, it's going to catch up with us. It may take a while, because we might have that full tank, and depending on what kind of car you are, depending on what kind of person, that tank can last you a long time, depending how many struggles, whatever you're going through. But at some point, you're going to have to refuel, or you're just going to get stopped dead in your tracks. And what's going to happen when it eventually catches up with us is relationships suffer. Health suffers. Kind of going along with the health, your injuries. You can get injuries if it's something like physical. Your work suffers, your relationship, like I said, life just starts to suffer, and everything kind of works together, right? So if my relationship's starting to suffer and I'm starting to have some stress there, that's going to turn over into my work, because now I'm in a bad mood. So if I go to work in a bad mood, maybe I'm not focused, and now my work starts to suffer. And then if that starts to suffer, now I'm going to come home in a bad mood from that, and I'm going to take it out on my relationship, and it's just going to kind of be this cycle, right, that we need to stop. We need to make sure that we don't let it get that far, and recognize when it does, so that we can get help. Your health is one of those things that I think you don't necessarily see quicker than some of the other things. You can see if you start to get agitated with your spouse, or you start to get agitated with your kids, or your boss, or your coworkers. You start to get some of that, right? The agitation, and that throws off stuff. That's something easier to kind of see. But the health part of it, right? That's still that stress is just building in us and building in us and building in us. And sometimes that doesn't happen immediately. It takes time to see that stress that then starts to manifest with a lack of sleep. It starts to do that with, okay, well now we're stressed, we're not going to work out. There could be weight gain or weight loss, or there could be headaches. There could be aches and pains. There could be, just different choices that we make. There's going to be all these things that come with that, and that is going to cycle to everything else. I mentioned injuries. I myself was very guilty of this. So when we had the studio, I was teaching 15 to 20 classes a week, right? And I was teaching them all, meaning I was doing them all. And my body started to feel the wear and tear of constantly doing every single class every single time, and I didn't need to do that. I found out a little too late and had to have knee surgery because that constant, impact or whatever got to my body. But I've learned, and now I'm not going to do that. But we can't let it get to that point. I don't want it to get to that point with you. There's things that we can do and things we can look for so that it doesn't happen and we don't have to worry about waiting till we get down to empty before we refuel. All right, so what can we do to help us so that we don't get to empty and we're stuck? There's a lot of things we can do, and I know it's easier said than done, but hear me out. So the first thing I want to say is you need to take time for yourself. I know, you need to take time for yourself. Carve out 10 minutes even, if it's just for yourself, to either meditate, read a book, watch TV, get a little massage chair thing and just do a little massage. But do something where all the other distractions of the world are gone. And they can't really, they can't interfere. Turn your phone off, turn your computer off, turn everything off, and sit there and read. Read a good book. Watch TV. That you'll focus on the TV, you won't be focused on all the other stuff, right? Meditation is great. Meditation allows you to be in the moment. And it allows you to clear your mind of all those other things. And it really does help. I am now doing this every single day. And at the beginning, side note here, at the beginning when I started meditation, I couldn't get out of my own head. So I would sit there and I'd meditate and I'd go, all right, time to be quiet. I'm not going to think about anything. Okay, I'm not thinking about anything, but am I thinking about something? Because I think I'm thinking about something. What if I think about this when I'm in? And I started to keep thinking about thinking or thinking about other things. And I was like, I'm not getting this. I'm not good at meditation. But I promise you, if you really just focus on your breath, you find something to kind of get you to that state, it's wonderful. You put all those worries aside and you're just being. You're just there. And again, 10 minutes, simple, schedule it. Make it that it's part of your schedule, right? We're talking about all this busy. Make it so that everything else is, scheduled. I gotta get here, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Schedule your own time. Schedule time for you. You also need to take care of yourself. And, taking care of yourself to everybody is different. For me, one of the things I need to do every single month is I need to go get a massage. It feels good for my body. It feels good for my soul. It feels good for my mind. It's outside of meditating, one of the only places where I can literally get away and not allow anything else to get in my head. I am completely relaxed and I love it. And it's just me. It's just me taking care of me. Now, a massage might not be everybody's jam. They might be like, you might look and be like, I don't want to do a massage. You could work out. A workout could be your self-care where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to take a boxing class and I'm just going to punch this bag and I'm just going to get lost in this class and I'm going to feel good. And you don't think about, the deadlines due with this or your kid's homework and this and that. You're just hitting the bag or kicking or dancing or whatever you're doing for that amount of time. Go get your nails done. Go get yourself pampered. Maybe that's something that makes you feel good. Maybe it's, for my husband, it's going kayaking. He likes going kayaking, being out there on the water, not being bothered, and that's kind of his time. And that's what he loves. Maybe it's swimming, maybe it's just taking a walk. There's so many different ways that you can take care of yourself. You need to find the way that works for you. And when you find that, make that part of your routine, just like the meditation, just like the TV or reading or whatever else you're going to do. Take time for that self-care with doing something for you. The other thing, and this is the last thing I want to talk about, is you need to talk about it. It's okay to have all these things going on. You don't need to hide it though. If you need help, you need to ask for help. And maybe it's from your spouse, maybe it's from your friends, maybe it's from your coworkers, maybe it's from your kids. But if you need to ask for help, don't be scared, don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed to just be like, look, I need a break. Can you help me? Or I'm struggling with this. Can you help me? Asking for help is one of probably the biggest things you can do, because then it won't get to the injuries, the health suffering, the relationship suffering, all those other things that can happen. So make sure you take time for yourself. Make sure you're doing something for yourself with that self-care. And make sure you're asking for help if you need it and you're talking about it. There is nothing wrong with needing help. You know, it's funny because I was just thinking about this. As parents, we're telling our kids in school, right? If you don't understand something, ask for help. If you can't get something done, or you need more time or whatever, or you need something, you need to ask your teachers for help. That's what they're there for. And we stress that to our kids, but somehow we forget when we're adults that we can do the same thing. We can ask others that may be better at something or may just have more time or whatever it is. We can ask them for help so that we can learn, get better, and take care of ourselves. So I would love to hear if there is anything that you're like, oh my goodness, I feel ya, I hear ya, I went and I did this, and here's what I do for my self-care. Here's what I do for this. I'd love to hear from it. Go to Facebook, go to the Fitness Hustle, and tell me what you do and how you do it, maybe how long you do it or whatever. Give some suggestions out there, because I know people would love to hear it. And it's going to help. It's going to help people know what we're doing. So until next time, guys, thank you for joining me yet again. I can't wait till next week, and I will talk to you guys soon.